what you want.
Welcome
And
back,
all
No Means Nerds,
you
No Means No
get
Nothings,
what you
No Means
need.
Nutnicks, to the episode 39 of the No Means Nothing, No Means No Thing
There's 313s.
podcast. The
Triply
podcast,
lucky.
there's 313s, where three complete fucking idiots do their best to try and find the best No Means No song of all time. Spoiler,
That's
there
not
isn't
true.
one. But we're going to try anyway. And you know what? We're getting close to the end of this first season. It's not season, round. I don't know what the fuck you call it. But anyway, you all know me. I'm one of the idiots. Jordan.
Second idiot, Matthew. Hi.
Third idiot. Michelle. Third idiot.
Third idiot. And I guess this, I don't know, the energy is going to be a little different this week, folks, because we, for many reasons, had to record in the middle of the fucking afternoon. So it's not quite the evening
On a
energy.
weekend.
None of
Long
us.
weekend here in Canada.
On a
Or at least in
weekend.
BC.
Yeah. And I guess for the two of these guys, although Michelle has air conditioning,
Shh,
it's,
don't tell people that. I
this is
feel
the-
like a knob. Come on. I feel so
I'm sorry,
guilty.
but we're
about
recording.
that.
We're recording in this. Well, we're recording a week before this comes out, so probably for most of you, wherever you are, you've been experiencing absolutely crazy fucking
Yes.
heat because this is our new normal. Apparently, we've broken the world, and welcome to the broken world. Luckily for me, I don't know what, we've been in a bubble of 77-degree weather for the last 2 weeks, so I'm just lucky as fuck and counting my blessings. For sure, but poor Matthew.
It's on its way
so
down
we're gonna do the
here.
best
I
we
had to
can.
work through the week
That's
through sort of 33-degree weather, and it was no fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's better, but
Black,
I'm
black,
in
black,
the
black,
basement,
black,
back in the basement with the spiders, rather than in the garage with the spiders.
In the basement, you little creep. Oh boy. That's
I'm in
down
the
where Slade
basement too,
hides,
but
I
it's a
think.
it's a finished basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on
This
the
is
top of
what we
my
call in
house.
Canada a semi-finished basement. So
Nice.
six
I love
and a
it.
half foot
I love it.
ceilings, and probably asbestos tile up there.
Oh God, is your head touching the top of the
It's
ceiling,
pretty-
Matthew?
it's pretty
You're a
close.
tall guy.
Pretty close.
You're a
pretty
tall
close.
guy.
Yeah.
Step.
There's sort of
I'd have
into my apartment.
recessed lights with still have incandescent bulbs in them, and I can definitely feel the heat on the top of my head when I walk underneath them. So
Nice. Well, I mean, for form's sake, we can do a what are you drinking? But, holy fuck, what am I drinking? I'm drinking coffee is what I'm drinking. There's nothing interesting today because it's too early for me to have alcohol because I have kids and I can't drink beer in the middle of the day. It just doesn't work for me. I'll fall asleep. Michelle, how about
Oh
you?
my
What's
God.
your
Can you
very
guys
interesting
make me
libation?
record at this hour? Here I have. I don't have any
4
sexual
hours
beer noises.
earlier than we normally record.
I know. No,
That's a
but,
lot.
Like,
That's a lot.
I have no sexual beer can noises. I have in my Dunkin' Donuts cup, if you can see it. Well.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
It's a Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah.
cup.
Inside of my Dunkin' Donuts cup is Pete's French roast coffee.
Bitch, that's
Yeah.
what I have. That's Pete's
Oh my
French
God.
roast coffee.
Is
It's the
that
best
the
French
best
roast.
shit?
I don't know.
It puts hair on your chest.
I don't
swear,
want-
I fucking love
I
it.
don't listen. I don't want to, I'd rather find some great small little craft fucking thing, but I'm
Pete's
sorry, nothing has
fucking French
matched
roast.
Pete's French
Matthew,
roast.
I gave
no
you
coffee,
some.
no sugar, just
Yeah, it
straight
was
up
great.
black
Matthew, I
shit.
gave you
That
some.
shit's
I
good.
know. See, we're gonna get
Yeah.
some Guinness and
That's good
Pete's
shit.
and gifts here. Yes.
Ooh,
Guinness,
there
but
you
I
go.
always drink
We gotta
coffee
get
with a
some
spoon in
sponsorship.
it, and I always pry the spoon. I drink it like this. It's so I don't understand
Nice.
myself. But anyways, Pete's
That's very
French roast
interesting.
coffee.
So maybe Matthew can rescue the segment with something interesting, or maybe
Well,
not. Let's see, Matthew, what you got?
I made
Tang.
it,
He's got tang.
with some minor exceptions. I made it pretty much 2 months without drinking alcohol.
Oh
But
man,
it
good for
is
you.
a long weekend,
Nice.
and I haven't done any of it because it's too hot to do it. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna be digging holes and drilling holes in things with a hammer drill. So I got myself a fucking 6-pack because I'm putting up a fence between.
What are you doing? What are you doing that for in the heat? You're gonna
I'm not.
fucking faint.
I'm not.
Oh.
That's the thing. But I thought I was gonna. So
He's
I
waiting.
bought myself.
He's waiting until it cools
some
down.
beer. So
Oh, so we have
you
one
gonna
alcoholic
have a beer
beverage?
right now?
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Why not?
I
It's a long
have
weekend.
from Lupolo Brewery here in
Whoa.
Vancouver, BC, Canada. The Siri Selvatica, a goes with black lime. which sounds refreshing as
What?
all fuck.
A
It's
ghost
all
with a black
goes,
one?
goes,
Goes.
Gose. It's a
Goes.
sour beer.
Goes are the
Sour
Gozerian.
beer. Why would you do that to yourself?
And then this is the Four Winds, another sour beer. They have made the Nectarous for many, many years, which is actually very, very tasty, dry hopped sour. And they have added passion fruit to it. So this is the passion fruit.
Oh, that's a good looking
Oh,
can
nice.
right there.
Yeah,
I like
yeah, yeah.
that. It's
That's
retro.
a nice looking can.
I've had this, and it is
That'd be my
fucking
vote.
delicious.
That
My
sounds
favorite beer
delicious.
is a passion fruit beer, which I also have some of down there. The Bomber Brewery, started by Blair Kalibaba. Yeah.
Blair.
Oh, nice. Hey, if that's your favorite beer, do
Well,
it.
see,
Come
these
on.
are both
Crack
passion
open your
fruity
favorite.
ones.
Yeah. That's awesome. The thick irony of you actually
Fruity
drinking an
Pebbles.
alcoholic beverage and us not drinking an alcoholic
I
beverage is
know.
absolutely
That's
perfect.
hilarious. And
For
Jordan,
the
guess
symmetry
what
here.
else you
I
could
love it.
bring up that he's not doing?
Oh yeah. So and here's the other symmetry. Michelle and I are wearing our brand new Abe Brennan NoMeansNo Mr. Happy shirts, which I fucking love. My son actually today is also wearing his. He was thrilled to
Pants
get this.
pooper.
Abe, if you're out there, fucking
Yes.
fantastic work. Love it. We've seen a bunch of people around posting their pictures of you got, Chuck looking at you, of you got
It's
your shirt.
so fun to see
and,
everybody when they get their mail. Like, hey, look what I got.
It is fun, and it's I don't know, it's just great to see new No Means No shit coming out. Whatever your mileage is with these designs, I happen to love them. I just think it's fucking great that there's new shit coming out. Part of the Renaissance, which I hope just picks up more and more and more and more steam. We just got to get them reissues out, and we're all just waiting on that amazing, amazing book, which needs to take all the time in the world. We know it's moving along apace and moving along very well. We've gotten good updates over time on that, so
Good things come to
we
those
just
who
got to be
wait.
patient. And in the meantime, you all can just listen to our stupid shit to keep you
Right.
tied over until the real stuff
Yeah,
comes
we're
out.
the primary
All right.
No Means No related content being produced in the world right now.
It's true. You know what? That's a
oh
fact.
my God, what a responsibility.
weird-
Oh my
Yeah.
God, don't say that.
Weird,
Don't
bizarre
say that.
fact.
I'm going to get weirded out.
Yeah. And I think, you know what, we're just going to have to get real fucking serious about how the rest of this podcast is going to go, because it was always sort of hypothetical and weird in the future, like, we'll figure it out. Well, guess what? We got to figure
How
that
United
shit out,
States
'cause
of us.
it's coming. Yeah, right?
No
Exactly.
exit strategy.
But, there ain't too many
Ooh,
songs
coming up on
left.
the
And
midterms.
and which one of us is the Marjorie Taylor
Oh
Greene
my
of the podcast?
God.
Not me. I'm
Don't
not
you
going to do it.
What? Oh.
So a little peek behind the hood. We did realize that, I don't know, some number of weeks ago, that there were a bunch of like more obscure songs that we hadn't thrown in the mix. So that's probably why you're going to hear some of these
Weird
ones coming
shit.
up in the mix. It's going to be, this last half has got some real bangers and some classic shit, but it's also got some weird, obscure shit coming up, including this very episode. So buckle in. Some of you may have never, there's 2 songs in this episode that I'm guessing a good portion of you out there have never fucking heard. That would have been me a few weeks ago, more or less. So
one
anyway,
for me, not the second one, but the one of them. No, I hadn't.
yeah,
What a
yeah.
treat.
I certainly have not spent a lot of time with either of those. So they were kind of new to my ears. All right. Well, I guess, do we have any other business we need to talk about before we dive into these
I might have to
matchups?
get another
You cracked
refill
up-
of my coffee. Should I go do that now? Or?
Yeah, why don't you,
All right,
yeah,
you
go
guys
ahead and do that.
talk
Matthew,
about things.
did you crack
I
open
did,
that
yeah,
beer
it's so
already?
good. It's so good. Yeah.
How's it taste? Let me see I can't see because you're in a can,
Yeah.
of course. Ooh, yum. I love passion fruit beer. Sounds
no, it's
hella
good.
What's the brewery on that again?
What's that? What's the percentage? Is that what you asked? Oh,
The brewery?
Four
No,
Winds.
the brewery.
They are in
nice,
Delta, British
nice.
Columbia, just sort of north
Nice.
of Michelle there. Actually, it might be closer to Michelle than to me.
Sweet. Well, listen, everybody, while Michelle's off getting her coffee, she's not up first anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and give us our first introduction as we talk about our first matchup. We've got 2 songs. In my view, one of them is absolutely a kaiju versus a strange uncle locked in the basement who's been hidden for, 3 decades, if not more decades. Our first song is Give Me the Push off Dance of the Headless Bourgeoisie, 1998, versus Too Much Dope, which is, as far as I can tell, only off of, in terms of where the recording has been made available, off of the All Your Ears Can Hear soundtrack, which came out in 2007. But this is a pre-Mama era song.
Yeah,
This is a
just saying,
early 4-track
79-ish.
basement track. That's kind of what Andy had said. He's like, I think this was before he even met the guys. So this was like super little kid. No Means No. It's the Fisher Price No Means No, if you will. And actually, as when we get there, you'll hear. But it's a pretty short song, so I think for everybody's benefit, I may just put the whole thing in there because it's just about the size of one of our regular clips. But we're going to start off with a song that every single fan of No Means No fucking knows. If you don't know this song, you are not a fan of No Means No. And that song is Give Me the Push. So I am going to walk to the edge of the plank, close my eyes, play a little clip. Give Me the Push. Holy fuck, this song.
I knew
oh
you'd
my
say
God.
That.
Ooh, are you kidding me?
Nope.
So this song is high in the pantheon for me. I definitely think this is one of those songs that epitomizes everything that's good about this band. The energy, the catharsis, the musicianship. It just has that tone and feeling and sound that I just don't think any other band has ever captured. It's so fucking classic and beautiful and brilliant. Definitely one of my favorites off of this album, and just one of my favorites of theirs. I'm not going to put it at the top. We already know what my top is, but it's certainly up there. And it just makes me fucking joyous every time I hear it. There's not a single time I listen to this where there's not this giant shit-even grin on me. I'm banging my fucking head. I'm probably hitting rewind a couple of times to just listen to it, or listen to that middle section again or something like that. God, I just can't say enough about this song. And it's got like 4 lines, right? There's not a lot of words to the song. I don't know that it's not lyrically their most depthful. That's not its point.
Right.
It's in that sort of wheelhouse of like Joyful Reunion, right? It's just fucking a lot more words.
Yeah.
It's got that catharsis. It's got that drive. It's got that,
je ne sais quoi.
I don't know, man. It's just,
let's say
it's
maelstrom.
a little something. Exactly. A maelstrom. Yeah. It is sort of like standing on the edge of the goddamn fucking plank on a pirate ship over the, between the Scylla and Charybdis, just about to be popped into the fucking maelstrom. That's where you are.
Plank.
And then it's the guy, and the guy turns around who's about to get poked off and just fucking puts up his middle finger in front
What's
of
he
it.
say? No.
I can't
read it. It says Scylla and Charybdis.
Yes,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
For the win. That's from the Odyssey.
Oh my
Two
God,
big old
you guys!
beastie monsters.
You guys make me embarrassed. I don't know shit.
No.
I don't know shit.
So very. But one funny little word thing that I had never occurred to me before is that in the lines he says, "Give me the push," pause, over the side, and it made me realize that pushover is right there, right? Like, so there's two words are right up next to each other. That doesn't seem Occidental. This is like
I see
someone
what
who's
you're doing.
someone who's taken for a pushover, getting their fucking revenge, or just turning around and putting up the big middle finger and just being like, you know what? Fucking do it. Just fucking do it. I'm going to be just fucking fine. Do your worst. Do whatever you want. I'll be sitting here floating in the fucking ocean, but I'm still
finger.
alive. Fuck you. I am. I'm still giving that. And it's always dorkier when you just do the one finger and not the thumb, right?
Shit.
But it's Rob's delivery of those
God.
vocals that and the primal screams and the primal shouts. That's just transcendent. It's transcendent. Again, one of those things that anybody who's a fan gives Rob real credits for his poetry, real credits for his bass playing. I want to continue to give him credit for his vocal talent. It is fucking crazy. And I just got to say, and I'll talk a little bit much more about this.
Never.
No. Talk maybe a little bit more about this with Too Much Dope, but God bless his vocal nodules for taking him down from the super high Rob to the low bassy Rob. Like, I don't know, because it's not age. Like, he was already post-puberty in that, so I don't know what did
Matthew,
it.
You think
so?
Yeah, because everybody's voice gets lower when
I don't know, man.
Not
Elton
true.
John,
Not that much
Elton
lower.
John's voice, he doesn't sing. He can't hit those high notes anymore.
No, I mean, that's true.
No,
hey, you know, you got a point.
Okay,
Whatever it
Women's
was.
voices go down,
whatever
and men's
it was.
voices go up because of hormonal changes. I can explain why that is, but I'm not going to bore anyone with it. It's not by all means.
Look it up
it's not hard and fast, but that is the tendency.
That's interesting.
Robert
In any
Plant,
event, whatever.
Well, all right, I'm
whatever the cause, I am super grateful because his low fucking bassy growls are transcendent. They really get me. So this song is majority. I'm going to be in the Michelle area here about the music in terms of why it really fucking speaks to me. That opening. My favorite NoMeansNo opening.
God.
It's so fucking cherry. This is one of the few NoMeansNo songs I learned all the way through when I was messing around on the bass. I'm like, I just got to learn this song. So spent a lot of time. And one of my favorite things over the last couple of months was sitting here in my room working, and I heard Parker playing in the next room. And what was he fucking doing? He was playing
nice
on his bass. I'm like, oh fuck that's fucking awesome.
You need to make his allowance a little larger this month.
Yeah. No, I instantly put a little more on his card on that one. So I love that opening. It's so buttery, and just the notes he's playing are so fucking good. And he's got that little tremolo and that it's so fucking good. The way the harmonics ring, just so, and then the way they it's crined into that feedback right before the quiet just brings you in real slow, just fucking gets you in, and then just it fucking explodes. And I think this song is so good at setting those two tones, this tone that's like low and expectant and just gets every muscle tensed and ready to fucking explode. And then it just absolutely gushes with release. It's so fucking crazy. And they do it so intelligently. Of course, Rob's voice, really low, give me the push. But John is always really low on the toms, playing these fucking tom rips, which are fucking crazy. And then we've got Rob's riff on the bass is lower on the frets. We've got, like crazy Tom doing a really crazy texture guitar, which I want to say that I think this is the song. This is maybe hyperbolic on this front, but I think Tom captures that Andy texture guitar on this song better than almost any other song.
Agree
it just
with you.
plays.
It's punk rock.
It plays in the background
rock.
And it's just kind of in and out and giving this great texture. And then, of course, when they explode into the I'm all right sections and it goes up on the bass fret, he's up on the snares and the cymbals just crashing up really high. The guitar then just starts fucking doing these power chords, and it's just this huge fucking release. And they give that to you back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And it's so fucking good. It's such a journey. And then that middle section, holy fuck. Absolutely my favorite, NoMeansNo musical break of all time. That is so, so good. It is, the bass line on that is just, for me, it just hits me right in the sweet spot. Was always my favorite place to noodle on the bass, that, bottom G and D. So he'd play the G string at the very bottom and have the D string open, and was playing around a lot on the bottom part.
I know
for
what
that,
you're talking
for
about.
that bass.
Yeah. Yep.
And I always
Yep.
loved to play that way because it's just fucking
Mhm.
satisfying. And I've never heard it done better. Les Claypool plays around with that a lot too in a lot of his songs, but fucking Rob just nails it. And the way that too, that middle part goes through such a journey. It has these moments of peak and then moments of buildup and quiet and then moments of peak until you get to that last machine gun. It's just like, oh my God, this is just insane. And then just a wall of fucking released energy right in your ears with them screaming and screaming.
This is good sex, this song.
This is really good oceanic sex.
Exactly.
This is like fucking the Sea King taking you on the beach is what this is. I mean, fuck. I don't know what else to say about this song because it's just going to be a lot of hyperbole about how fucking great it is. I just think it's got such a great trade-off of energy in this song all the way through. Brilliant songwriting. I don't know whether this is a John composition or Rob. I don't fucking
that's
care.
a good question.
They're
right
all
there.
they're all at the top of their games. I think all three of them are at the top of their games with this song. It is nigh on flawless, and I do think it is one of their best songs in the sense that I think it encapsulates what makes them so powerful, why their energy is so fucking infectious, and how they can use virtuosity in the service of real energy and emotion. It's just fucking great. Give me the push any fucking day, man, over the side. You can just sneak right up behind me. I'll take it. And I will listen to this song till the day I die. 100%. Fucking love it. All right, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm going to say something after that. Man, Ralph was right. Remember when he was talking about how he watching Jordan? That was a riot watching you. My God, that was cool.
Yeah, my middle finger up.
No, that wasn't it. Your eyes were closed. Your hands were.
Your hands were up. I really wish I'd taken a screenshot because I did.
I know you were like a goddamn
take a screenshot and then make a little flash animation of like Jordan at a rave.
Do it anyways. Yeah, you're like some
just have to use your
crazy
imagination,
pastor talking about something real though this time. Anyways, okay, give me the push. Oh, the intro. You immediately know something needs to be said. Just listen to that bass in the intro. It belongs in a goddamn museum. It's the blues with anxiety. This song is a great piece that shows the strength of all three players. I especially love Tom's punk rock guitar and the feedback. Oh, tons of great feedback.
Yes.
The harmony sung by John. I'm assuming it's John and Rob singing, but I don't know if Tom is in there. Is he? I would assume so, since he's such a strong
He is
singer.
live. Like when he plays it live, Rob really takes a back seat whenever there's any harmonies, and it's just Tom and John singing the harmonies, right? But that's live because I think the bass is so complicated. But I think you're right. I think they all sing
must, because Tom's such a strong singer and has such a great voice. But in the recording, all I hear is John and Rob. It sounds amazeballs. There's colossal screams in here by Rob, and you can almost hear his signature laugh in some of them. This song is a banger. This song is a banger with MASH.
Nice.
Matthew.
All right, Matthew.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah,
it's a great, really, really great one, and it's interesting that the words that you guys use, lots of invocations of water and storms and that sort of stuff, and that's pretty much what I wrote down as well. You mentioned Scylla and Charybdis, and that was two giant monsters. So kaiju of the Greek period, I guess. One was a totally unseen a whirlpool that sucked sailors down, and Scylla, I believe, was a many-headed, kind of long-necked creature that would pluck sailors from the decks of ships. Probably the wind. But very, very elemental kind of song, and I think this is
I need to read
Rob's interest in Persian or Arabic scales, because I think there's that in this, the Locrian mode or some such. Yeah, because I was writing things like delirious and dervish, and I think the fact that there are
Yep.
such very very few lyrics, I mean there's probably only about maybe 25, 30 words in the whole thing, and they're repeated, is again, as I've mentioned in previous songs, and it does seem to be in his later output, that it's maybe a dhikr, that Sufi tradition of
Mm-hmm.
repeating religious
Oh,
words to
interesting.
get you
Mm-hmm.
closer to God. And this is of course this exact dichotomy in the Sufi tradition. It's union with or annihilation by God, and maybe they're the same thing. And that's kind of what this song is about. It's push me over the side.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes you're pushed over the side to save you when the ship's going down, and sometimes you're pushed over the side to drown you. So which is it? Is
Yeah.
it are you going down to hell, or are you rejected from heaven? Are they the same thing? The act is the same.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the bass solo intro is just, it sort
Oh,
of sets up the whole
God.
thing. You know,
Fuck.
it's like the calm before the storm, really, and
Oh.
that
Yeah.
incredible contrast that's in like the really really turbulent sound of the tom rolls and tom fills, or like turbulent water, totally delicious.
Mm-hmm.
The Rob's yell is turbulent as well. It's like he's very very clear, but he actually sort of pushes himself right into that really really shredded sound as he's yelling. Um, anyway, yeah, are you, by giving me the push, are you dooming me or are you saving me? And I think maybe another metaphor is that uh, we're often so caught. I certainly feel this way a lot in middle age. Like, which direction are you going to go? um, Maybe something just needs to happen to give me a push to make me take a risk. But going towards uncertainty
Right.
is always difficult. um,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the bridge where the it sort of becomes a little bit more happy sounding, not quite so ominous, is maybe
Mm-hmm.
the storm's still going on, but the sun starts to break in to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
into
yeah.
the storm,
That's a good
and
point.
maybe there's some hope, maybe there's some direction, some pulling yourself out of the maelstrom. um, yeah, and I'm alive and I'm all right. uh, I'm all right. It's like I'm okay, but maybe I'm not totally okay. It's maybe that's where we all are most of
Hmm.
the time. Being It's more than being alive. It's kind of the same thing.
It'd be my answer these days.
Yeah, yeah.
How you doing? I'm all
But
right.
there's a part right before, maybe it's a bridge. I never know what to call the parts of these, but it sort of gets quiet and I'm all right. And then before it goes
Mm-hmm.
right back into
Yeah.
the rapids again, it sort of makes me think of uh, that precarious thing where there's something balancing on the edge, and it's just that tension. Where is it going to sort
Yeah.
of settle back onto the deck, or is it going to tumble into the abyss? And right back in there. And then Tom's guitar work is really incredible. I really like
Oh
the
man.
texture as well. What it made me
Mm-hmm.
think of, and a lot of the NoMeansNo songs that I like the best actually give me sort of polysynthetic, um, and sort of cross-modal hallucinations almost, where I start seeing images. And this is definitely
Oh,
one
oh,
of
oh, I see.
the sky and the sea, and the little bit of texture reminds me maybe the sound of seabirds like circling over the maelstrom, over Charybdis, as we all get sucked down to the bottom to be with the crabs and the mice.
Oh, nice.
To be with the crabs. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, so that's about all I got.
Yes.
Nice. That's
Oh
great. That's
man.
great. And what's really interesting to me, what you say about the it's all right and I'm alive parts, cuz you're right. Those are two things that if you well, one thing I think it's interesting at the very end of the song you have that different delivery where it's like I'm all right.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like it just kind of says it, which is more how you would normally say those sort of words, but to hear those phrases sung with such fucking passion, already sets up a kind of dissonance to have someone screaming, "I'm all
Yeah.
right."
You're trying to convince yourself.
you're all right.
You're trying
but
to convince
yeah,
yourself.
it's so,
That's what he's doing.
It's so interesting.
I think.
But holy shit.
I'm sorry in
Yeah,
advance. I
what?
think I have to turn the fan back on. It's
Hey.
starting to
That's
sweat.
okay. You know what? Let's take 2 seconds where I'll clip this podcast because I got to go let my dog in. She's barking outside. I'll be right back,
Aw.
everybody.
There we go. That's better.
Hey.
Sorry, where did he go? I had my headphones out.
He went to let his dog in. The dog's outside barking.
Oh, yeah.
And you're turn on the fan, Matthew.
Oh, it's
Did
on,
you
it's
turn
on.
it on?
Yep.
Well, what's the one that's behind your shoulder there? Wasn't that the one you were using?
I got 2 pointed at me.
You have 2 fucking fans on?
No, I have one
honey.
on, but 2 are pointed at me.
Oh man, how
That's
hot
fine.
is it there right now? What is it with your Celsius?
It's not actually that bad. It just seems to be a little pocket here. I don't know. It was only 30, but it's been
I don't
like
know
30,
what that is,
30, 30, 33, 34 last few days.
It's like
during the week.
86, right? Something like that. 87.
I don't know.
It's below freezing for in a
There is
Yeah.
nothing intuitive about the fucking Fahrenheit scale. I'm sorry.
Nope. There's nothing intuitive
Is
about any of
zero-
our shit.
yeah,
We're America.
No, we gotta make it.
Land of the free to the power of the people of the uniform. All right, let's move on to our
Yeah.
second.
I'll make
of
a case
the-
for inches
God,
and
this is a
feet
weird one.
any time. I use them all the time, but not Fahrenheit.
Nah. No, Fahrenheit's stupid garbage. Whoever came up with Fahrenheit must have been on Too Much
Yeah.
Dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a segue.
Oh yeah, boom. Hey everybody, let's talk about this song, Too Much Dope, which is off of All Your Eyes Can Hear. No,
Ears
All
Your
Your
Eyes Can
Ears
Cry.
Can Hear. All Your Eyes Can Cry. Anyway, you know what? Clearly I've had too much fucking dope, so let's just listen to this whole fucking song.
What I say, your girlfriend choked, she had way too much dough. All in dark, I cannot see, my fantasies are after me, too much dough. The car is parked, I cannot feel the floor. Mom can't come to get up on the door. A long-haired girl is hanging over the door. I can't imagine what she's looking for. What a way to start the day. I took her to the record play, too much dough. The mother's cat is after me, 'cause I the greenest breath I've seen, too much dough. I turn every morning glass this week. I laugh at all the people that I meet. My friends are living downtown on the street. The clouds are gray, they seem okay to me. Cancers are so new to me. I'm glad to say I found way too much dough. Lying in my hotel room, I laugh out loud, I even cry too much dough. The night is young, stupid, and too soon. The record's played, walking on the moon. Randy's drunky, singing out of tune. The smell of marijuana fills the room.
Oh God.
All right. I mean, I don't know.
You sound
I
like a
don't got a lot to
game
say
show
about the song.
host.
So super duper rooper early 4-track rarity, right? Like I had never heard this one until now. I don't think it's hard to find out there. I had to have Matthew find and send me the link to it.
It's only released in
it's not
Canada,
easy.
apparently. No, I'm
Well,
just
and
kidding.
it's on
I'm
that.
just kidding.
I don't. Which I thought I'd seen this documentary. I have not seen this documentary.
I
Have you guys
haven't,
seen
and I
this
should.
documentary? All your ears can
I
hear.
don't. Sort of missed it.
I need to,
I think
right?
I
It's
have.
supposed to be
I
fucking
have.
great.
I have Doug's book. Doug, I still have your book, and it's in pristine condition, and will be
There you
returned
go.
to you.
I
So
could probably get it out of the library.
So this is like this is that era of No Means No. We've played, a number of these songs from that era where they just didn't know what the fuck they were going to be at, right? Like John is
Oh.
still clearly was born with more arms than
Exactly.
two, so he's already like demonstrating that he's just fucking from another
Yep.
planet. Rob sounds like a very, very young man. He's got a real high voice. That's just I think I played this for Parker the other day in the car. He's like, "Who's that singing?" I'm like, "That's Rob." He's like, "No, it's not fucking Rob." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Rob. Listen." He's like, "Oh, it is Rob."
Before puberty.
Tons of skill, but Rob's still letting his bass play off in the back, real fuzzy and low, and letting that guitar be all fuzzy and loud up front. And it just hadn't quite figured out that we're a 2-piece. Let's fuck the guitar. We don't need
Bikini
that.
band.
Yeah, right. The early skill. Excuse me, that coffee's got me burping. That early skill is undeniable. It's almost impossible. So Matthew made a real good attempt to transcribe the lyrics. And if you were to see what he came up with, it's like 3 words and then a big blank section, and then a couple of words and then a big blank section. You can't fucking translate.
It's
this
one
shit.
of the
It's
only
so 4-tracky
No Means
and
No songs I
fuzzy.
could not find lyrics for anywhere on the internet. So
No, nowhere.
Maybe.
And you
That's
can't really
good.
pick them out. You can't really pick them out. So what is it about? I don't know. I mean, in a way, this is like an early echo of A Little Too High, right? From what I can pick out. It's about living that life of being just too much dope. Although this does seem to refer specifically to marijuana on more than one occasion. So it seems
I'm
like
glad to
the
hear
dope
that. I
here
was
is
worried
not
that it was like
Nah, I think and I can't say it for sure because again, I got a third of the lyrics maybe that I can understand. The rest, but I definitely the smells of marijuana in the room. There's plenty of reference to actual that kind of dope. So I think that's what it's about. Other than that, fucking I don't know, man. That's probably in the name of the song. It's about smoking too much dope, being too much dope, being young and having friends who smoke too much weed and walk around, or maybe they were smoking too much weed. I don't fucking know. So it's hard for me to talk about this song. I feel a little weird actually throwing this one in the mix and the other one in the mix. They're good. I'm glad we have to, but I've not lived with this song like I've lived with the other songs for 30 years or even 10 years when we're talking about the EPs. So, I mean, I'm not going to go back and listen to this one again. I'll say that. I'll be honest. Like, I don't. Well, I don't know, man. It's okay. It's a good rarity, but I don't love it. It's fun, and I appreciate it for what it is. But hey, they didn't love it enough to do anything but let it languish on a fucking soundtrack floor that probably got dug up from. They don't think they loved it very much. Yeah, I know. Hey, listen, you guys had last week to be the pariahs. This will be my week to be pariahs.
Well, maybe I'll vote for it just because you said
it's
that.
fun. Go for it. I fucking triple dog dare you. Triple dog dare. Anyway, it is a fun song. They are very skilled. It's really good to hear their early energy. It's not bad in any stretch. It's before they were No Means No, as far as I'm concerned. Like this is just kind of proto no.
Proton means no?
Full on. It's proton. Yeah, proton means no. So there's my really shitty
foe
take.
means foe. Is that, you want to say that too?
Foe means foe.
See, that's what that No Means Smart guy should have called his project was Foe Means Foe.
It is. Foe means foe. Yep, that's true. Fucking goddamn it. All right, Michelle, please do better.
Yeah,
than
I
did,
will because I'm embarrassed for you.
Excellent.
There,
please.
Yeah,
that's good.
You're probably drinking decaf too.
Fuck that.
Now
decaf
listen,
suck my balls.
This is a Devo infused gem.
Sure.
Say that, Jordan.
Sure.
Say it.
Okay. I'm not going to say it. Maybe the la la la. I like that part a lot. That's pretty great.
I can't say I've heard this too much in my life, and it's quite defined. And ho ho ho. There's the na 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 that riff that they used in the song Now.
See, it was you're not then. Yep.
No, yeah, Jordan.
That was my big thing. You just
Jordan, go fuck yourself.
Nice.
You love that song.
Nice.
You go in there and you listen to this again, young man.
It's in the la 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 part.
But they but they did it better in Now. That's where it works.
Had to get born somewhere, didn't it?
That's great. I'm not saying I don't appreciate it, but I don't have to fucking love it, right?
Because there's no words.
I appreciate it.
This is great.
No, I don't know. I can't like them all. What are you gonna do? It'd be boring.
All right, I'll continue. Even in the short slam of a tune, you can hear so much talent and incredible laydown. They're tight as fuck, as Jordan would say. And if you listen to John, you'll lose your shit about the sound quality mix. There's something creepy and cool about it. It's like a cotton ball with a cherry pit in it, or a Star Trek tribble.
Nothing but reproductive organs and
Nice.
fur.
Yeah, there's something in there. In all that fuzz, there's like
Wait.
a hard fucking pit. I'm not too fond of the dope ending, but overall, this song kicks ass and I love it. Kicks
Excellent.
ass. Ass
Excellent
kicking.
drama.
You
All
go
right,
listen to
Matthew.
that again, young man.
Yeah. No, you got to listen to
Oh,
that
yeah,
bit because I picked it out too. It's almost
Yes.
identical, unchanged riff from now.
No, I can hear it
Yeah.
in my head
Yeah.
now. Even when you're saying it and I'm
Good,
listening,
yeah,
I'm like, oh
yeah.
yeah. totally.
So
I get it.
this song, as I listened to it many more times than I might have before to try and carve out the lyrics. I mean, it's the song of a young dude. All I can think of is hanging out in Victorian punk houses, and this one would have been about a decade before I was doing
Yeah.
any of that. But you're just too much dope. You're just hanging out in a house, one of these big old Fernwood houses that used to have servants' quarters and everything like that. But it's just like a whole bunch of punk kids renting a big old house. And I don't know whether Rob lived like that, but I'm absolutely positive they were in and out of Victoria punk houses. And so it's just a bunch of like young kids. I mean, here we go. From what I could pick out, something about punk rock. Maybe you can't heal the sore, can't get up off the floor. A long-haired girl is taking over the door. I can't imagine what she's looking for. What a way to start the day. I don't care what records play. I start my every morning smoking weed. I laugh at all the people that I meet. So maybe he's making fun of these people. Maybe he's just, look at these burnouts. Because NoMeansNo certainly weren't as deeply in the like Fernwood or downtown punk scenes because they're suburban guys and older than probably some of the people that they would have been
More
singing in these
mature.
houses. So, but yeah,
Mature punks.
then also some calling out, I cannot see, my fantasies are after me. So, they were probably smoking weed too. So this is a song about being young, being probably poor, renting these big old houses that are not available to the average renter these days anymore in the
Right,
punk
yeah.
house. Lying around, looking at everybody else lying around, feeling kind of paranoid, feeling kind of annoyed by other people. But you put it best, Jordan, a 4-track fuzz fest, which is
Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's a fun song. I love the fact that now riff was in there, but
Yep. I think I heard it.
yeah, it's just a bit silly little song, but fun, and I'm glad I got to hear it.
Yeah, me too. That's like that silly little song, fun. Glad I got to hear it. It's
Silly.
about sums up
Nope.
my feelings on it. Yeah.
Silly.
All right. Well, I guess we have to vote on this one. We know Michelle is just going to fucking piss off everyone and vote for that one
Well-
now. So I'm going to go ahead and vote for. I'm just kidding. I'm going to vote for this one first, and I'm going to give it the push. Give me the push, rather. I will say that Give Me the Push probably would have been a pick of mine over many, many songs. So even though for me this is kind of an easy poll, Give Me the Push has the weight behind it that it would have come out on top or made other picks far more challenging. But anyways, I absolutely am thrilled to put my vote for Give Me the Push. Michelle.
All right. I'm going to vote for Gimme the Push too. However, Too Much Dope is dope.
Nice.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Matthew. I do.
Dance of the Headless Bourgeoisie it's a tricky album. A lot of the songs are not pleasant to listen to a lot of the time. A lot of them are, it's great, but it's a lot of work and they're thinky. And you
Yeah,
have
they're
to,
yes, they're finding their feet.
this is one that makes you feel. And I really like that about it. It's a very, like, I think I used the adjective elemental. And it fits in well on the album, but it's, I think, probably one of my favorites off of this album as well.
Yeah, yep.
And, the Too Much Dope is great. It makes me think of what things must have been like in a Victoria Punk House circa 1979. But I got to give it to Give Me the Push. Because maybe the experiences in Too Much Dope were what gave NoMeansNo the push. It's like, oh, we don't want to be like that. Don't want to be like these burnouts.
Side, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, as I expected, and I'm happy about it. Give Me the Push has pushed Too Much Dope
Now
right
they
over
sing
the
about too
side.
many oysters.
We we are now going to move into our middle segment, which is when we get to hear from a listener. We have a recording this week. Before we dive into the recording and talk about who this is from, Matthew, why don't you give us the short plug of who we're listening to, or what we're asking of people,
So
so
we
they can
have
hear.
been petering out a little bit on listener submissions. We would love it if you would get in touch with us. Tell us your No Means No stories. Tell us what No Means No means to you. Tell us what your No Means No origin story, how you
Tell
discovered
us
them.
something.
Tell us something. And you can send that information to no means nothing podcast at gmail.com. Send it, type it out, or send a sound file. Let us know which of us you'd like to read it. But yeah, please send it on in. Everybody likes to hear this stuff. I am going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt that you're just too busy in the summer to send us your stuff. But please, we're running out a little bit, even though, I don't know, Jordan, you sort of curate that stuff. I think there are still a few. Yeah.
We have a few. Yeah, we've got a few. And Chuck, we've got yours in the can. Yours will be coming out too. Don't worry about it, man.
But also, we may be switching things up for the next round, which is fast approaching.
Yep.
And so, in terms of that style of listener submission, you may be running out of opportunities as well. So we're just haven't decided.
That's true. Now that said, we fucking love to hear your shit, even if it's not for like. So let me put in another pitch. If you have a story or just want to gush about the band back at us, but don't want it read on the air because you're not into that, then do that too. We've gotten lots of emails from people. Well, not lots, but a number of people just communicating with us about their love of the band and all that kind of stuff. I love to hear that too. It doesn't have to go on the pod. We love to hear it and want to put it on the pod, but we just love to hear from you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't feel you necessarily have to send us something for digestion on the podcast, but we do want that as well. And don't forget, No Means Nothing podcast at gmail.com, but also you can call us on our very special phone number, and that's at area code 415-493-8630. That number one more time is 415-493-8630.
And remember, you've only got 3 minutes to barf out what you got to say, so edit it down or be prepared to be slightly disappointed because you have to call back.
Yep. And before we get on to our listener submission, I want to share a transcript of my favorite voicemail I've gotten thus far. It says, "Hi, this is John Hogan. I'm actually calling for a gym at summerfieldslabs.com. I don't know if I have the correct number, if that's been exchanged or anything like that, but the simple question is, whatever happened to Market Space program at Las Positas College?" So, John Hogan, if you're listening, thanks for submitting. It's really great. Glad you're a fan of the podcast. So we now are going to listen to Pavel Zawaslak. I think I got that kind of
awesome
right.
job.
Pavel, excuse me if I didn't, but we're going to listen to 3 clips, and I don't know if either of you have heard these yet. I know Michelle hasn't.
I always wait till these because it's exciting for me.
So crank up your headphones and exactly. And here we go.
Hi guys, Pavel here. You might wonder which one. Well, let's just say one of those who butchered a turnip or whatever that was on the plate. Wink to Matthew for doing this mock-up. When I saw this, that gave me a chuckle. And since in the episode 20, you asked so nicely all Pavels of the world to submit their No Means No stories, I just couldn't ignore it. So yeah, here I am.
Nice.
So as far as my No Means No origin story goes, I don't know whether there's such thing in the US or Canada, but in Poland, at least back in the day, we would have this pre-Christmas tradition of buying gifts to someone randomly chosen. Whoa. So basically, everyone in the class would end up with a present from unknown colleague. So when I was in my first year of art high school, and that was in 1992, I happened to be picked by my best friend, the only dude I knew at the time who was into punk and hardcore. He got me 3 cassette tapes, the Ramones' It's Alive, Better Religion Against the Grain, and no means no. 0 plus 2 equals 1. Or it might have been small parts. I can't recall which one was it. My memory these days is not very reliable. Anyways, I couldn't connect much with the first two, especially with the Ramones. But fuck me, No Means No blew my socks off right from the start. It was like nothing I had heard before. And to give you a backdrop to better understand what I was coming from at the time, I was just freshly recovered from the New Kids on the Block craze.
Oh my
and
God.
I was just starting to test the waters beyond mainstream. And I remember being in awe for
hanging tough
Angel
there,
Dust
Pavel.
of Faith No More. So having this friend in my life tossed me into a totally different realm of music. He introduced me to underground bands like Fugazi, Bad Brains, Dead Kennedys, The Misfits, Killing Joke,
Right.
and a bunch of early straight-edge hardcore bands like Minor Threat, Gorilla Biscuits, and so on. But No Means No, from day one, has always been the shit. Numero uno.
Word.
All right, now we're going to listen to his clip about what No Means No means to me. To him.
What No Means No means to me. These days, in my mid-40s, I probably think about them a little bit less because I have some adult shit to deal with, which I'm sure most of No Means No fans can relate to. But back in my formative years, they were the kings of the hill. They were untouchable. And without a doubt, they still are. It couldn't be otherwise, since I even inked myself permanently with the No Means No logo on my body. Soon after I discovered them and fell for them, I actually drifted more toward hardcore and heavier stuff. And honestly, there hasn't been much punk in my music diet. But No Means No has never left the throne, keeping their number one spot firmly. They are unshakable. No other band carries so much sentiment. Rob was the reason that I became obsessed with bass and wanted to become a bass player, which subsequently happened about 10 years later. I would lie, though, if I said I love all their albums equally. I like them all, and I see value in each and one of them. But some of them clearly stand out for me. I especially have a soft spot for their 80s and early 90s releases. My favorite album, hands down, is Small Parts, with the EP attached to it. What a banger. 10 out of 10, easily. The second one coming close is 0 plus 2 equals 1, which in my book is also 10 out of 10. Surprise, surprise.
Nice.
I saw No Means No live probably about 4 or 5 times between 1995 and 2006. And when I moved to Sydney, Australia in 2007, I had high hopes to see them again, but I guess I moved to the wrong country,
Yeah.
to which very few bands come on tours. It's just fucking too far and too expensive for everyone. And my dreams to see them live again crashed when they called it quits. And all I have now are fainted memories of their gigs in Poland. My No Means No personal story. Well, there is one I'm sure many of us who attended their live shows can relate to. We all know Rob's take on whenever someone from the crowd jumps on the stage and fucks around,
Not good.
disrupting their performance.
Not good.
So I saw Rob having a very physical reaction to such circumstances twice.
Oh, shit.
On the last show I saw them, which was 2006 in Warsaw, Poland, a dude ran onto the stage in a hyperactive mode, clearly very proud of himself. And when he stood behind Rob to give him a hug, well, only one thing could happen. Rob swinging a solid kick right into dude's ass crack.
Oh my
which
god.
subsequently threw him off stage.
That's correct.
Well deserved, nevertheless somewhat shocking. And later that night, my friend was going to interview them for his student radio. And I got a chance to see them up close. I tried to keep it cool, but inside I was trembling. I wanted to ask Rob if I could get a photo with him, but that recent ass-kicking incident had already imprinted on my mind, and I felt intimidated. Then I thought that I might never get a chance like this, so I just asked, and he was super nice and mellow. I got a photo with him and my then girlfriend. I was ready to die.
Yeah.
Another story I could throw in would be about the NoMeansNo t-shirt competition, which I believe was held by Manic Pogo. I think I came across this news on one of the social media channels or No Means Whatever website. And the moment I saw this, I must have dropped everything I was doing at the time and instantly whipped out some designs. I really got in the zone with this one. And then there was waiting, a lot of waiting. The competition results were dragging and I almost forgot about it. Then all of a sudden, I got an email from Brad from Manic Pogo saying
Braddles.
that I won. And my crown on telephone pole had been chosen by John Wright himself. Oh boy, I almost pissed myself. I still remember this visceral reaction I had to it. Head rush, heart palpitation, and excitement mixed with disbelief. I was ready to die again.
Yeah,
Nice.
that design
Yeah, I
was
think I'm
tattooed
pointing, I
on
think-
our friend Cam's ribs.
Oh,
nice.
that's
it's
what you.
the, It's
oh.
the staring up at the telephone
Wait,
pole. I've
he's
got it
the
right behind
fucking
me.
guy that designed that?
Yeah.
I believe
Oh
so.
my
Yep, that's Pavel.
God.
So, Pavel, just so if you've listened to this episode, hopefully you're still listening to the podcast. I've always coveted that T-shirt, never was able to grab it when it was out. And I had said that early in our podcast, and Michelle took her copy of that T-shirt, framed it, and sent it to me. And I now have it proudly centered in my Zoom view.
Because it
And I
doesn't
get many
fit me
people asking
anymore.
what the fuck is that?
It never fit
Oh,
me, but I
man.
kept the shirt.
I absolutely love that design. One of my favorite.
Oh
No Means
man,
No
that's right. And
shirts all
Cam's
fucking
got the
time.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
Does
fucking
Pavel
incredible.
know that somebody has a tattoo of his design on their body? Does he?
I think he
Probably.
does.
Shit.
Now.
He may not know. I don't know whether I've mentioned this. I probably have. It's been a long time since we started the podcast, but there's a particular resonance to crows in
Yeah.
East Vancouver and Burnaby, where John used to live, and actually Tom did too, and Rob still lives. Every night at dusk, this huge. I think it's to do with a I don't know, some good air current or something like that, but thousands and thousands and thousands of crows fly from the rest of the city and from the waterfront down sort of the central axis of the peninsula that Vancouver is on to a couple of like large parks in Burnaby. So it's always quite disorienting, but it's sort of a symbol of East Van as well.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
I gotta
awesome.
go and see
That's
that
awesome.
someday. For real. Serious.
Well, another amazing fucking entry.
Jeez.
Thank you. I'm sure all of you enjoyed that as much as we did. Fucking
Oh my
great.
God.
And
I can't believe what I just heard.
a great segue into our second set of matchups, which is as even stranger than the first. So this set of songs, the first one is Lullaby off of Why Do They Call Me Mr. Happy, 1993, but only the CD version, not the LP. And versus No Means No, which is off of the Over a Century of Vivisection and Anti-Vivisection compilation from 1991. It's apparently a Mama outtake.
I think it's also on All Your Ears Can Hear, where
Yeah.
Too Much Dope came from as well.
Oh, is it really? I didn't see it on there. But I think, but this one actually got a separate release. I don't think Too Much Dope ever did. This one was on from that No More Vivisection, which is around that era, I think. So it was kind of like, it got kind of released early. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let our mommies tuck us in and sing us a little song, and listen to a little bit of this lullaby before Matthew tells us a story.
Let the bells ring out. Let the bells ring out. The hero is dead and the children are in bed. Let the bells ring out. Let the bells ring out. Let the bells ring out. The hero is dead and the children are in bed. Let the bells ring out. All around, people in the town, maybe dancing in the street. Young and old, lame in the hole, they be dancing in the street. Everybody be moving, everybody get high. Everybody be moving, everybody get high.
All right, Matthew, tell me a story. Well, on that note, we're back, and we're going to let Matthew start again and tell us what he thinks of Lullaby.
It's interesting that we got "Give Me the Push" and then "Lullaby." They're both songs where very few lyrics and they're very, very repeated. So a lullaby is like that. It's something soothing, and a dhikr is also soothing. It's like a meditation. So they're interesting that they both came up in the same show. So it is, as I say, chilling. Let the bells ring out. The hero is dead and the children are in bed. So imagine that story, that bedtime story that's been told as the lullaby is being sung. The children are thinking about the hero, but the hero is dead and not with the princess.
All right.
Yeah. And then the rest of the song is sort of a pseudo quotation from Dancing in the Street, which was written by Marvin Gaye and originally performed by Martha and the Vandellas in 1964. And for children, I was born in the 70s and sort of became aware of music in the 80s, is one of the most annoying songs ever. Performed by Mick Jagger and David Bowie. And of course, because I was only becoming aware, I had no reverence for Bowie and Jagger at that point, or their history, or how edgy they used to be, or anything like that. It's just a symbol of how it is like distilled 80s, that fake ass like enthusiasm that was sort of like, this is the tipping point of the 80s. Like, 1984 had Back to the Future. It had 84 had a lot of cool shit. 85 was a tipping point where it's just like, you get fucking sick of this fucking decade. And you take a look at that fucking video of Jagger and
so bad.
And
Come on,
Bowie and his
he's got some dance
trench
moves
coat.
Jagger does, don't you?
Yeah, but he also has a puffy teal shirt tucked into puffy pants and the worst mullet I've ever fucking seen. His head looks like a fucking kernel of popcorn.
Exactly. It epitomizes my least favorite periods and looks for both Bowie and Jagger.
God.
I love both of them, but this is like their moment where they're both at their nadir.
But it's interesting that this song and that Rob is invoking, and I'll get to why I think he's doing that in a bit. But just I didn't know very much about the history of the song. To me, it was just such fake enthusiasm. They changed the lyrics from the original. The original just mentioned sort of dancing in the street in all these American cities, and then they quote directly, and then they talk about Brazil and China and all these. It's it's getting bigger in the world, and yay, fakey fake ass. And turns out though that the Martha and the Vandellas song, and I've learned more about Marvin Gaye over the years as well, and the guy was really quite an activist.
Right.
And this song was released in 1964. In 1965, it was banned from the radio because of a rumor that it inspired the Watts riots.
Whoa!
And it became a symbol of sort of like Black Power, Black Revolution in the States.
Whoa!
So it's really, that is quite a dichotomy. That's quite like a symbol of
Yeah.
power and rising up versus like
Right.
total same conformity.
Two white guys.
Two
in
white
puffy
guys,
shirts.
over the hill white guys, I might add, because like I as I said,
Yep.
didn't. It was certainly not their heyday, and I wasn't, kind of, everyone knows who Mick Jagger is, but that was like the first thing
Yeah.
that I kind of knew music that I saw him produce as a kid watching videos in the mid '80s, and I looked it up. Mick Jagger was 42
Oh my god.
when that was filmed, and Bowie was 38.
God.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my God.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is exactly why Rob kind of invoked this song. Is because, I think it was originally well intentioned, and it really did sort of mean that music will bring us all together, and
Right,
everybody's just
right.
dancing, so you don't have anything to worry about.
Hmm.
And then all that, the kind of darker connotations and sort of racial connotations, and then the totally insipid ones from the 80s. And it was covered by lots of other bands, like Van Halen covered it, the Mamas and the Papas covered it,
Van Halen.
the Kinks covered it.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's really quite a venerable standard, like a Motown standard.
The ultimate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then the way that Rob changes the lyrics, young and old, the lame and the whole, they be dancing in the street, everybody be moving, everyone get high. I think it is, maybe there is some aspect of optimism in what he's saying, but it's also quite wistful that, you need to be in an altered state, and maybe everyone's in a bit of a trance to achieve that sort of unity and that sort of, I don't want to say carelessness. That's not the right word. I mean, without a care, not having cares.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's like John Lennon-esque, kind of.
Yeah.
So
it's sort of like the two sides. I think it is joyful and wistful, and it is again sort of repeated. So it is soothing, but things that are soothing kind of lull you off in happiness, and it also lulls you away from worry. And I think the song is maybe doing both. It's really quite a beautiful little exercise. And it's interesting that it wasn't included on the LP release, because of course I got to know it as on a CD, so it's sort of a inseparable part of it. But I wonder what it was like for people to discover it later, like I discovered Youth and Lifelike. I think I would have preferred to discover this than those songs, which are not my favorites, but they seem a little tacked on. But this is like an inseparable part. And of Mr. Happy, which I consider very unified thematically and musically in terms of like the songs that are included in the order of the songs on the album, maybe second only to 0 + 2 = 1, in my opinion.
whoa.
Yeah. And maybe not in terms of my favorites and everything, but in terms of as a whole album, as a sort of thematic unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nice.
Matthew, man,
All right.
that was cool. And you were saying the
That was
F
really
word more
fucking
than I
cool.
think Jordan said all episode, man. You were. That was great.
That was awesome.
That was funny. I
Michelle,
can't
what
wait to
do
hear
you-
that again. Okay.
What do you want to lay on us?
Well, this song never really busted my nuts, but I do like tons of elements of it. The other guys along with me will probably note the Dancing in the Street nod, a song performed by Martha and the Vandellas, written by Marvin Gaye. I was really surprised to see that. And two other people, William Mickey Stevenson and Ivy Jo Hunter. I looked that up on Wikipedia, of course. Again, today we have two lousy instruments laying it down, and it's pretty colossal. There is something so profound and grand about Rob, both in his bass playing and his singing. When they play together, and especially in this instance, it sounds like John is hugging his brother. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
do.
Yeah.
A little aside. There's sort of a boom sound right at the beginning, and I'm
God,
trying to
that
figure
sound.
out
I
what it
love
is,
that.
whether it's keys or whether it's
I
a
know,
bass.
right?
I don't know what you mean. I gotta listen.
It's starting at
Yeah.
the very beginning. It's like probably the most monumental boom boom, like
Oh.
fucking double, like it's in your chest.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not
put
even
it
a
on the
note.
audio, will
It's
you?
not a
Will you put it on
bass.
the audio so we can hear it, or
I can't
Well, I
right
mean,
now,
like
no.
post
But I
and
can,
stuff,
like,
or-
yeah. I will. Okay, I'll put it in right now so everyone knows what we're talking about.
Let the bells ring out.
All right, there it
oh,
was.
nice. Yeah, no, do that.
Yeah.
But I just when John,
It's
But
it's
yeah,
super
that part-
powerful. I didn't talk about the music at all because I figured
It's
that you guys would
incredible.
get to it. But
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get to it as Michelle is right now. Go ahead.
I really came to that realization today. Like John just he doesn't overpower. He just puts enough interest in where you're like, hey, I was looking at this guy, but now I'm looking. But he always sounds like he's hugging Rob. He's in his own world in the back, but always letting Rob shine. Total music making and grace. Perfect title for the song too. Yep.
Nice. So, I mean, I love what both you said, Matthew. I loved your fucking description of the lyrics. I had a
Yeah,
lot of the
that was
same
great.
thoughts. I probably won't actually have much to say about the words because I think you really nailed a lot what I want to say. But I'll probably in the context of the music. So I really want to talk about the music. I really, really love this song because I think it is so beautifully subtle. I think there is such gorgeousness in the subtlety of Rob's playing, in his variety of attack on just 2 notes, and how it's, or just one note, the way this disintegrates in from slowly melting from that, the melting iceberg of that song, and then slowly this one bell clarion call of this bass note comes in, and he just does it with this gentle attack, and then more and vigorous, and then gentle, and it's beautiful. It's like, it's really subtle and thoughtful, and throughout the entire song everything he does is so subtle and thoughtful.
Yes.
His vocal delivery is so subtle and thoughtful. It's so soothing at times, like a lullaby, but then he gives it just enough snarl at times to give it that extra depth. And John behind it, like you said, it's
Oh
like
my
a
God,
hug.
so much.
And he knows when to stay in the back, just riding the hi-hat just a little bit, and then comes in with some fills that are not a fill you would normally expect. That's not pyrotechnic, but really gives this gravity underneath what Rob is saying and Rob is playing. And this is, I absolutely think this album is an album that puts to lie anybody who will say, not that anybody would, but like vinyl is always better than a CD, right? Like, no, this Mr. Happy exists as a whole on that CD release, not the LP. Parker has the LP now, and he and I were talking about the other day. He's like, I like listening to that, but I can't very often because the back half of the album just doesn't fucking exist. It's not good. It's not good sequencing. It doesn't feel right. You can't go from Kill Everyone Now to Cats, Sets, and Nazis. It doesn't work. It's not the right. You need to go from Kill Everyone Now, the insanity and intensity of that, into I Need You, which brings you back into the feeling, into Slowly Melting, which is this brain melting John composition that gets your mind completely jazzed. This is how I feel about its lead into Lullaby. Slowly Melting gets my mind primed to listen to fucking intricate prog and just really be in the zone so that I'm listening to it, but I don't have to try with Slowly Melting. It's just fucking pummeling me. And then it leads me out and my brain is already ready to hear that level of complexity, and they give me this simplicity, but it allows me to hear the subtlety in this song because I've just been let out by this monster fucking complicated song. So my brain's ready to hear the subtlety in Lullaby. It's ready to hear how fucking intricate the small things are in this, because they really are small. And then tonally, it's important to come down off of Slowly Melting, come down into Lullaby and have that rest before going into Cats, Sets, and Nazis. I think I don't know. I don't know that I'd call Mr. Happy my favorite album. It certainly has my favorite song on it. I do think it's their best statement. I think it's their best complete statement.
Really?
For me, above 0 + 2, even though that's right there with it. And I wouldn't say that every day of the week. There'd be other days I disagree. But I think Mr. Happy is such a complete fucking statement and has a through line and a resonance from front to back. And without those 3 songs, it's just not. It's not the same. And Lullaby is crucial for that. So to me, Lullaby really works on its own, but not as much as it does in context of the songs before and after it. It is, I wouldn't call it a bridge, but it is a necessary tonal and emotional and rhythmic shift from 2 colossal songs, that it just lets you come down, but not come down and get off the hook, come down and actually have to settle into something subtle, to attend to something subtle and beautiful, and wistful and melancholic and not just happy, right? Like Matthew, you talked about that. It's not the very fact that the line is the hero is dead and the children are in bed. That sets the tone. It's like, this is not, this is real life. The heroes don't fucking live. They die. And you still got to put your children in bed. Yet we're still going to go dance in the streets. I may have to fucking smoke a bunch of fucking dope, too much dope, to enjoy that. But the lame in the hole, we're still going to be out there dancing in the streets. So there is this resignedness to the reality of life, but still an attempt to have beauty. There's something really beautiful. And Rob's note, that bell, ding, 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 it's just, it is a dhikr. Like you said, that is a meditation. This song is such a beautiful meditation, and it shows another side of NoMeansNo, and shows a ability to do so much that's so subtle. It's just beautiful. Love it.
I gotta say something or ask something. With what you guys were just talking about, and for any music that you loved in your life, I think one needs to remind themselves that this was made in a recording studio. So these artists have to just get in the fucking zone for what they want to deliver. Yeah. They don't have a crowd there. They might have some friends, but they're in the, other room. They're in an ISO booth or in this big room, and all they have is who's with them. And to hear music that you love and embrace like this, it's just fascinating to me. And I often think about it a lot, of them being in a recording studio by themselves, kind of having to do this. And it really adds a lot to like what you said, Jordan, what you said, Matthew. You got to bring this out of yourself, and to do it in a room that's kind of
artificial.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say bleak environment, but yes, Matthew, artificial. It's just, I don't know. If you listen to some of your best, favorite, most awesomest music, it's pretty fun and cool to think about what they had to do in their mind to get what they laid down. So that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
I started thinking about the word soporific as an adjective, that it's something to put you to sleep. It's got that, and that's what a lullaby is. But I hadn't thought also the other meaning of to put to sleep.
Oh, like to go bye-bye?
Yeah.
The final sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, let's wake ourselves up a little bit with some coffee. Hop back into we're going to get back into that car that took us back to Too Much Dope and go way back to the pre-Mama days again, or at least the Mama outtake days, to listen to the eponymous song, No Means No. So let's say yes to a little cut of this one.
Does it break for you. The choice is yours, it's up to you. If you wanna live a lie, then brother go die. 'Cause no means no. No means no. No. No.
All right. Yeah. What you got?
I hadn't heard this song until, I mean, you said it came out on something in 1991. I'm surprised it didn't sort of filter
81.
down. 81. No. Oh, wow. Crazy. All right. No, it was not available to me until I'd say I only heard it in the last 3, 4, 5 years.
What? Really?
Somebody gave me a folder.
Yeah, me too.
Where
Filled
did
with
I hear?
rarities, most of which I had, but this one didn't. I didn't know that there was a previous release. So, as I said, I think this was on All Years Can Hear as well in 2007, and maybe it's only after that, so it filtered into the internet, that I was able to find it. Yeah, this totally belongs on Mama. I have no idea why they didn't leave it there.
Exactly.
I like this better than some of the songs on Mama, although I love most of Mama. I mean, what a butt shaker bass line in terms of, thematically, this is distilled No Means No, especially from the period. I mean, it's a little bit, I don't want to say nihilistic, but it's sort of like, I'm just do your own thing. And like, I don't worry about conforming. And in that way, it's sort of, pretty simple. How he expresses maybe a young man's disdain rather than just sort of not thinking about them at all as people who conform. Just he actually shows some hostility towards him. You ever want to live a lie, then brother go die. I think later Rob would just like, I don't care. Go do your thing. It's like this Rob singing this song is a little bit more passionate about these sorts of feelings, which I think are the same and relatively unchanged as he got older, except that it sort of became more about him and less about other people. And do what you like, don't conform. I do wonder, does this song, did it precede them naming themselves No Means No?
Oh.
Right? I had that same thought, because who knows?
Oh, inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
a
maybe
good-
they wrote the
that's a
song
good
and they
one.
had the idea, and maybe they didn't include it because they didn't want. It is a little bit cheesy when a band has an eponymous album, maybe a first album, that's okay, but like a song named after yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what were you thinking? I remember I always used to enjoy saying this when I was doing my radio show. The band, sort of pop punk band Pennywise, they had a song called Pennywise off the album Pennywise. So it's Pennywise off of Pennywise by Pennywise. I can't think of that many examples of that. I'm sure there are more, but yeah.
Oh yeah, somebody just said that about Iron Maiden. Didn't Iron Maiden do the same thing?
I don't know.
Not familiar enough.
I gotta look it up. Did I just embarrass myself?
No, you probably embarrassed me by not knowing Iron Maiden well enough. But
I don't know.
yeah,
I gotta look it up now.
I love there's a sort of nya section, quite snotty, but then it's a very kind of up major chord kind of feel. It is very rump shaky. The playing on the ride bell follows the bass. There's an interesting tempo change in mid bridge. I don't know whether it almost feels like a mistake, but they managed to cover it up and keep going. And then the end is that strange chromatic chiming sound, which is a little eerie, creepy, which is like one of the main sounds in Mama's Little Boy.
I was going to say, it's the opening to Mama's Little Boy. It's the exact same fucking set of chords. It's so crazy.
And that would have been awesome if they'd popped this song in before Mama's Little Boy on.
Exactly, right?
Ooh, nice.
Made me wonder if they like did, right? When they were recording, if they somehow and just cut this one out.
And sometimes we discover, I don't know who it is that transcribes lyrics. Obviously, it's going to be a fan of No Means No to be transcribing the song so obscure. But whoever, to their credit, they did put in some question marks rather than putting the definitive lyric in the lyric site, which get kind of downloaded and put all over other lyric sites. But I just worry about giving in to all of their sure stains ? And I think it was to all of their sure things.
Sure things, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Although I
Shirt
couldn't find the
stains.
lyrics to this. I'm impressed you did. I didn't look hard enough, clearly.
Yeah.
I just tried to pick them out.
To all the terror of fathers and kings, to all the little dictators that shit on everything that's good. No, it's not good. It's pure.
That's pure, yeah.
Yeah. But fantastic song. So much fun. I would love to have seen that one played live. I think
No
they would have
shit.
danced their sweaty asses off to it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So really, really great one. If you haven't heard it before, look it up and shake your butt.
Shake your rumpa.
Nice. I want to make a correction before you come in, Strangey. I had said this came out 81. No, I think that's when it was originally recorded. The How Much Longer Over a Century of Vivisection and Anti-Vivisection compilation actually came out in 1992.
Okay, that's what I thought you said earlier. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because this is around the early rabid section of my NoMeansNo fandom. How I didn't track that down is a mystery to me.
It also had like PJ Harvey on there, Pop Guns, EMF, Daisy Chainsaw,
I've never even heard
Lush.
of this fucking record here.
Yeah, I don't know. So so just a weird one to put on a compilation from '92. Like, what a weird. Anyway, that's interesting. All right, Michelle, go ahead.
Yes. Pull out the plaid pants and start cutting the rug with me. Matthew, get your plaid pants on. Drums and bass, that's it.
What if I take my plaid pants off?
You probably have them off in your basement right now. You probably have no pants on right now.
We'll never know. It's soon.
I'm surprised you're wearing a shirt. It's so hot up there. Anyways, these guys do so much with just these two instruments. It just shows you early on that anything else, meaning other instruments, would just have to be seasoning on the entree. Rob's voice has the anxious urgency to it. It's almost a cry at times, which always goes well with the complex stuff they are laying down.
Well, super nasal too.
Yeah. It's a little odd. I wouldn't say that he's got like my favorite guy's voice, but it goes well with the music. That's what I'm saying. Where they put the emphasis on, I think the song is in 4. So when they go no, the first no, that's on the second beat of the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. So they do no on the. What did I write? They do the first no on the second beat. Means is on the end of 1, and the second no is on the second beat. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I followed
Fucking
it.
cool.
Yeah.
There's one scream at the end that's kind of like no. It's so fucking funny.
His voice was breaking.
No, I think it's John. He's like in the back of no. It's so funny to me. I think it's John. Oh, and it always kills me.
Being that he wouldn't have been all that long beyond his puberty.
Well, no, but I think it's because he might have been screaming it out while he was playing. I don't know, but it was just that it's like the first time a voice pops in with an answer. No, it's yodely, which kills me. And then the na 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 ending, I really quite like. It's snotty, and it's clever.
Nice.
Fucking cool.
Yeah, I love all of your comments here. So, this song is not that far removed from Too Much Dope in terms of time, but they've settled into their groove for me, right? Like, this is where they discovered, we don't need to put fucking a lot of fuzzy guitar on here. I don't need to turn the tone down on the bass and have it be sitting in the back. We're just going to fucking have the bass be out front, come up with this fucking sick groove, play the shit out of it with John and his 6 arms playing behind me. It's great. Rob's singing is already more mature and out front. It's a better recording, first of all, right? They're just probably recording on, I think, on a little better equipment, maybe.
Yeah.
Really great riff. I love John's, like, we don't get this very much from him, but those kind of drum fills toward the end, it's just like kind of showing off the little more kind of, I won't say typical, but in terms of structure, a little more typical and like, hey, check out the drummer.
The fills are definitely like, these are the first complicated fills I learned sort of fills.
Exactly. Like, hey, everybody, John right on the drums. John right on the drums.
Look at
but
too.
so good, so good.
Totes.
And yeah, lyrically, I just had to follow this one along, but it was much easier to pick it out because I didn't find them on the web. But yeah, I think everything you said is right on, Matthew. This is one of those sort of a message from the marginalized, but a little more aggressive than standoffish, and just sort of say fuck you to anyone who tells you what to do, sort of thing, right?
Mhm.
That's got that youthful energy and a little bit more of the angry youthful energy.
Yeah.
This one's got a big ass giant middle finger, and Rob's really passionate about
That's
it.
how he's playing his bass, with just a
Yeah,
middle
exactly.
finger.
Just one big ass middle finger.
This is what they did when somebody gave them a push from Too Much Dope.
Oh, God.
Exactly. They said no means
Okay.
no, bitches.
Dad
for
jokes.
the lullaby? No, sorry. So I really, really like this song. This is great. It was hard to find. I had to have you send me the link to this. No, a file. I can't find this on YouTube. I don't think it exists out there. Probably because the algorithm can't find a song called No Means No by No Means No. It just pulls up No Means No. It doesn't pull up this song.
There's no song by No Means No called No Means No. Now
so
you
I'm
know.
wondering how many of you out there have actually heard this. But it's, I think, one of my favorite of their like undiscovered tracks. Like, right, this is the one that I'm like, why didn't this end up on something? Why wasn't this on Mama?
Oh, I
mean,
was shaking my ass. Listen to it, like just
yeah.
try not to hit my head on the 6'6" ceiling in the basement.
Yeah, right. Now that said, there is something about it that feels different than the other songs on Mama. So from that perspective, I can see like tonally, I don't know that it fits on that album. It fits on it in terms of skill and how much it fucking rocks.
It's so direct. Maybe like it lacks. It's unusually straightforward in terms of how they express the thoughts. There's not a lot of tongue in cheek here.
And Matthew, I don't want to underplay the fact. I think you could be right that they may have looked at this and said, we can't put a song on our album that's got our name. We can't do it. Like
maybe.
it's not. It's too cheesy. We can't do it.
You know what? I know.
I mean,
Hey, John, right? Apparently, you're listening these days. Let us know.
Let us know what happened with this song, buddy. Come on.
Yeah.
Now, this is not the only time they say no means no. They're just subtle about it in other songs, right? They just kind of creep it in. We've talked about it every time it's come up, but they creep in saying the band's name here and there in Old and some other songs. Red on Red, I think. Anyway, there's a couple others where they sneak it in, but this is the most in your face.
And there's spaces between the words of this song title, right?
No,
That's
me.
And that's what makes me think, because it's so blatant. That's what makes me think that this song came before the naming of the band.
No shit.
And it feels like they took that phrase, which was fairly current at that time in terms of being new, and then blew it up right into even the larger context of how to use it. Like no means no to all this bullshit, not just this element, right? So yeah, it's a great song, a real butt shaker.
Yeah,
if
plaid pants,
go and seek it out. Go and seek it out. This one's kind of a little bit longer, so I probably won't play this whole thing, but I'll try to hopefully have found a good clip for you to listen to.
You might want to though. It's good.
We'll see. Maybe.
Yeah.
And it's not a super long episode, so maybe I'll do that. Anyway, wow, well, we covered our 4 songs, so now let's get to our vote. This is going to be Lullaby versus No Means No. I'm actually interested to hear where this is going to go. I have no idea. Matthew, what's your vote?
Well, I think I'm surprised myself. I had pretty much come down as like, it's been a while since we recorded last, and so I've been listening to these songs quite a bit. I listen to them as I drive to and from work, sometimes at work. I was pretty much decided on No Means No. And then all of the discussion about Lullaby and how it fits into where it is on the album and how it's subtler. No Means No is really direct, and No Means No has a really, really beautiful and delicious subtlety, even though in some respects it had kind of annoyed me, the whole, dancing in the street thing in the past. But the research I did on it and sort of the thinking that I did about it, it's going to make me choose Lullaby this time, as a great surprise to me. Just barely,
right,
but
Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle, where are you at?
Oh man. Oh, I voted for No Means No. Heck
All
yeah.
right.
And I'm
Nice.
proud, and I think you guys are happy about that.
I am. I think it deserves a vote.
It's got a vote.
Yeah.
It has a vote.
My
It's a
vote
voice.
is is for Lullaby. This was not a close one for
I
me.
know
I
it.
think Lullaby. I much like you, Matthew, and I really appreciate your breakdown of the lyrics on this. I think Lullaby, the subtlety of it, blows
Mm-hmm.
me away. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's shows an entirely different set of skills and emotional range
Yeah,
that
no,
you don't
it's
often
some
get
sort
to see.
of maturation that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's incredibly important where it's placed. I think in terms of sequencing, and I know we don't always vote for songs in that reason. Sometimes we've used that as a reason not to vote for some songs, or I have.
Mhm.
In this case, it's a reason for me to vote for it. I think it's a genius placement and
Yeah,
adds innumerably to the
I
album.
was gonna say because different, like Happy Bridge, for instance. It wouldn't exist but for the songs on either side of it. It's important to them, but this one adds to. It's absolutely,
Yep.
it's totally necessary, even though it
Yeah.
is, almost in the style of a bridge. It's
Yeah.
got its own identity, but it's important to where it is. This umbilicus between them.
Yes. Nice.
Wait,
Nice.
where's that from?
The umbilicus.
Umbilicus.
That's your belly button, right?
Your-
No, the
No, I know
umbilicus
that,
is
but where have I heard somebody use that in lyrics for a song?
I don't know.
Holy shit! I've heard it
Go-
in a song before.
Go research for us. Figure it out.
No.
Well, we've made it
Google it.
almost to the end. Before we wrap up, we're going to go ahead and have what right now is our last Andy's corrections for a little bit. Although, I mean, he won't have much to say about this week. There are still some Andy songs in the mix, a few. So I'm sure we'll get a few more of his thoughts here and there. But yeah, guys, I mean, we're getting to the end of really to the end of Andy's corrections en masse because we've almost covered all the songs. So I really hope you've enjoyed those.
I hope that maybe in future, like his input, because he's still listening. Hopefully, he will still continue to listen. That maybe he'll weigh in on what he thinks
Yeah, I
about
would love that.
non-Andy songs. That would be
I would love that.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, he said that like privately a few times to us, but I'm not going to share those
He's
thoughts,
gotta be
right? So
careful.
yeah, he's
but
got to be careful. But
I bet
anyway,
he'd
we're
love
gonna
these old ones.
we've
man.
got two really good entries today, and Matthew's going to read them for us. So go ahead, Matthew.
Okay, Andy's corrections. There we go. Forward to Death. No Means No were asked to contribute to Virus 100, the Dead Kennedys tribute album, which we thought was a very cool thing to be asked to do. From what I can remember, I brought up the idea in conversation with Rob and John about doing our DK's cover a cappella, but with our singing not only vocals, but also the instrument parts. People do that all the time when describing bits of songs to each other, and we just figure we'd do it for an entire song. We thought of which song would work the best and came up with Forward to Death from Fresh Fruit. And it was fun, intense, and also short in length. The original idea was for each band member to sing/play their own instrument, but I believe there was some crossover in the end. We listened to the original very closely and tried to replicate the exact parts as best as we could manage. Layer upon layer, it got recorded one track at a time. All of the parts were recorded multiple times to create a wall of sound, as it were. The bass is panned to the left and guitar panned to the right. I seem to recall John playing his kick drum part on his chest. He did each piece of his drum kit individually. Ha ha ha. We all sang it. You can hear Rob singing on the right side, John on the left, and me straight up the middle. Anyways, we were very happy with the end result, although it has to be said, we never played this live. Winky emoji.
Wow, that's some juicy info, man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh Canada, written by Subhumans bass player Jerry. I don't know if it's Gary or Jerry. I'm sorry. I think it's Jerry Hanna, and originally released in 1978 as the flip side to Death to the Sequoids. This cover version was done by NoMeansNo to be one half of a benefit single for the prisoners' rights group run by activist Claire Culhane. Graphic artist John Yates released it on his own Allied recording label. We'd been Subhumans fans for years and had gotten to know Brian Goebel, their singer, through our shows with DOA. Like with the other side of the single, DOA's New Age, we played it pretty straight with O Canada. There's nothing very original about our take of this, but that was never our intention. I can say it was really fun to learn and to play. The only trivia worth mentioning is me mishearing some of the original lyrics. The actual lyrics are, and in the capital, they're sipping their tea. What you hear me sing is, and in the capital, stupid MPs.
Yeah.
Matthew, you called that one
He
when we
did
did it. That was great.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's so fucking good. As always, incredibly appreciated hearing this shit.
Yes, thank you,
It's
Andrew.
absolutely
Oh, and
incredible.
I can't
Absolutely
remember
incredible.
if I mentioned, I probably did, MPs, just for our American, non-Canadian listeners. I guess British and Australian, New Zealand listeners would probably know it means member of parliament. It's kind of like
Yep.
your representative.
The Congress, the
yes.
stupid politicians. Yeah.
I thought
yeah,
it was military police.
Mm.
That's in the U.S. I think it's MPs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking ignorant. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, everyone.
Oh, can you take that out, Jordan? I can't know.
Nope, sorry.
But
I'm gonna
please come
highlight
on.
it.
Oh,
No, come on.
fuck.
It must be said,
I-
military police, probably they would feel the same about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not. How the fuck would you know? We don't have anything other
I
than
don't
those
know.
MPs
I
here.
should know, though.
No, you shouldn't. You're not Canadian.
What's his name
So-
from Poland? He's speaking English. His
Well,
English was perfect, by the way. Did you hear
It
him?
lets everyone feel better than.
I knew he lived in
than
Australia.
us.
I was trying to detect any hint of an Australian accent, and there's really not there.
Not a bit.
It's kind of
No.
amazing.
bit.
Yeah.
No, Pavel.
So, listener, you've made it. You've made it to the end of episode 39, for fuck's sake, of the No Means No podcast. No Means No Thing podcast, sorry. The No Means No Thing is produced and edited by yours truly, Jordan Flato. Co-hosting and excellent podcast graphics are by Matthew Kowalik. Michelle Strangest is our third and everyone's favorite co-host and official Foley artist. Shout out to our official mascot,
Ignoramus.
Teddy. Hey, Teddy.
Teddy.
Thank you to No Means No for the use of stock taking as our intro and outro music. And just one question. How do you hide from something you have found?
You sick and tired of the same old thing? Or you happy enough? Tell me when there's so much becomes so little. When does too little become too much? When does so much become so little? When does too little become too much?
All right. It's that secret time where we run the algorithm. Well, of course it's this because reasons.
Oh, no spoilers.
I hear the Price
No
is Right wheel
spoilers.
spinning.
Come on, there's not that many left, right? So
Ooh. Oh.
this is good.
Oh my
It's
God.
good. It's good. I've been waiting. And then, okay, yeah, good. This is gonna be a fun fucking episode full of bangers,
I
bangers
think
and
it
mash. Okay, here's the next one. Hold on. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh.
Yeah. Some bangers. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to listening to these songs again and again and again and again and again. All right.
Again and
Now,
again and
some of
again
you at
and
home,
again.
some of you have already been starting to do this, trying to guess which songs are left, and a couple of you have come real close because I have that spreadsheet up, which has some mistakes in it. Trying to correct that, but see if you can guess. There's not many left. I don't know. Make yourself some fucking bingo card or something. Anyway, all I want to say is, fuck off.